Hi guys, um, thank you very much. This is the Counter Press. It's me, Fiifi-Manfred. On the channel Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. My name again is still Fiifi-Manfred. I'm grateful for your support thus far. If this is your first time joining us on the Counter Press, welcome. It's a home of a lot of football tactical analysis. Today I have a big player analysis for you, and you will love it. Why is it that Erik Ten Hag is so obsessed with Sofiane Amrabat? So Amrabat, as we know, is part of a long chain of Moroccans who were born in Europe. Himself, Ashraf Hakimi, Hakim Ziyech, a lot of them, Yassine Bono, were born in Europe. He has a Dutch lineage, right? Amrabat has a Dutch lineage. So why is Erik Ten Hag so keen on getting the Moroccan? I mean, for a lot of people, Amrabat came on their radar when he played in the World Cup for under Walid Ouagragui in a very good 4-1-4-1 shape for Morocco. A lot of the times, Morocco did not have the ball, but it is the few times that he had the ball, what he did with the ball, the retention, and then the progressive part of his game, that made him stand out. I mean, in a game against Spain, we all know that the Spanish midfield now is not the best as compared to when they had Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets. But a midfield that had Koke at some point in time, Sergio Busquets, and when they had a young Pedri, who was supposed to be one of the best in attacking role. If Amrabat was able to sit in front of that Moroccan back four, dictate the pace of the game in terms of the progression, the build-up, and then, of course, what he gives to the team. It makes you wonder that maybe there's a lot more in the locker of the Moroccan than just he being a DM or a CM. Many you want to call him. I've said that these days in football, there's no point calling people just by the positional names. Find what the roles they play in the game, that it can really give a proper description of what they do on the field of play. Now, let me start like this. This isn't going to be the first time that Erik Ten Hag is going to work with Sofiane Amrabat. If Amrabat is able to move from Fiorentina to Manchester United, it is not going to be the first time. In fact, the pair had worked together at FC Utrecht when Erik Ten Hag was there. It was a younger version of Amrabat, not the bald Amrabat that we see, but was Amrabat that had some hair on. That was also, but now he is even better. Now, what do Manchester United need in terms of that role? What do they need in terms of build-up? First of all, Man United have brought in an excellent ball-playing goalkeeper in Andre Onana. It means that it's clear-cut, no argument, that United are definitely going to look for a lot of passing options, build-up options with Onana, because it will be difficult. It will be you're not going to get a lot of times where Andre Onana will go long, except he has a pinpoint player that he wants to pass the ball along to. Maybe he may go to the wide areas, or maybe there's an outlet, say in Rasmus Højlund, and he goes long to him for them to be a lot of recycling and then hold up play for the players around him to carry the ball forward and create a lot of attack. That is it. But essentially, Amrabat is the kind of player that is so versatile in build-up that he can play alongside any part in terms of the back three. Now, you go back and watch the Morocco game against Spain. There were times where they had difficulties in build-up and Spain were pressing them. Now, they had to move away from their settled ball progression phase of forward and back to three. And Amrabat will comfortably drop into the two centre-back pair at the back. He will drop into the centre-back pair and then receive the ball. Once he's able to receive the ball, he was the best carrier in that area for the Moroccan side. Mind you, apart from Amrabat, there were also centre backs in our Moroccan team. But essentially, he was one of the best in terms of carrying the ball from those deep areas and then finding the better pass options in that area. So Amrabat first, he's versatile in build-up. He can play across any back three. These days, at the highest level of football, it's the 3-2 phase of ball progression. Everybody wants to progress with three players at the back. That gives them options in the same lane, whilst there are two people sitting in front of him to pass to, whilst then they can have decoy runs of the fullbacks or wingbacks or whatever you want to call them and send the ball out. Right? And that is the first thing that Amrabat gives, the versatility in build-up. Again, I think one of the things and the most important reason why Erik Ten Hag wants Sofiane Amrabat is the fact that he's so calm and composed on the ball. So when you talk about calmness and composure on the ball, you talk about Jorginho, you talk about Pello, the registers, you talk about Manuel Locatelli, you talk about Verratti, you talk about Thomas Partey, the calm guys. You talk about Rodri, very calm. I'm not talking about the guys that want to just pick the ball and go, that are only thinking about progression. So you look at somebody like Kovacic, the CMs, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, they love progressive play. So they pick the ball and they want to go for it. Now, these registers, the deep line playmakers that we call them generally, are the calm version of these guys. They pick the ball and they think, okay, how do I calm down the tempo? A perfect example is Toni Kroos picks the ball and dictates the pace of the game. Sergio Busquets, everything goes through them. They play how they want the team to play. And that is who Sofiane Amrabat is. It is the composure and calmness of him that makes him a monster of ball retention. When you are building up and you are being pressed and you are trying to find passing angles, you are trying to find options to pass through, you are trying to find people to pass through. Now, Amrabat comes down the play, retains possession. He is calm and composed on the ball, and then that is able to draw the press towards him. Then he finds option to play the balls into them. And that is where Sofiane Amrabat is so exceptional. Now, after his versatility, is that calmness and composure on the ball. Now, that makes him an excellent retainer of the ball. Now, apart from that, sometimes there are lots of players who are just good retainers of the ball. They retain the ball, and then they are not secured in possession enough, because you can be calm and composed on the ball. Now, the game is fast-paced. If you're too calm and composed like Jorginho, most of the times, and he doesn't have that physical attribute, Jorginho, to be fair to him, people are able to rob him off, and teams do target him, especially brute teams in the English Premier League will target him and they win the ball for him. Now, there's a slight difference between Jorginho and him. Whilst Amrabat is as good in terms of retention of that ball and dictating the pace of the game, one, he is so secured in possession because he's able to shield the ball under pressure. He has a big upper body strength. He is strong. He's able to protect the ball in that regard. Also, he has a knack for progression of the ball. So Amrabat has that beautiful passing in, the constant scanning across the field of play. Once he receives the ball, he turns into an angle that he can find a better passing option. And in this season, when Manchester United are looking at playing Marcus Rashford on the wing because Rasmus Højlund is in there, that is a huge advantage to Erik Ten Hag's side in that regard. Now, that is what you get. When you move past the first phase and second phase of ball progression, and you are attacking your team, of course, in the modern game, center backs will push up, midfielders will push up to constrict the pitch so that there's going to be short time and space for counter pressing, easy for them. Now, when all of this is done, you need also the recycler of play or the tempo controller in the attacking phase, and that's what Amrabat is. When you go to Fiorentina last season, we're the second highest possession-based team. In fact, in Europe, in the Europa League where they played, they were the best possession-based team over there. Beautiful game of football, possession-based, holding on to the ball, retaining the possession. And it was hinged on Sofiane Amrabat's qualities on the ball, especially when it comes to counter-pressing in front of the opposition box and getting that job done for them. That is what Amrabat did give to them. Now, somebody will say, Amrabat is a DM. Why is he saying so much of his qualities on the ball? Is he a better player defensively than Casemiro? No. Amrabat is not a better player defensively than Casemiro. Casemiro is actually a better player defensively than Sofiane Amrabat. But Amrabat is able to give you more like a hybrid, the defensive side and then the on-the-ball side. Now, Casemiro is more the defensive side than the on-the-ball side. Now, Sofiane Amrabat is a balance of the two, a hybrid of the two, and he's able to churn that out easily for his team, and he's able to stabilize and balance the teams that he's in. Now, in a double pivot, now Casemiro becomes a proper midfield pair for Sofiane Amrabat. In games where Casemiro is beginning to get those red cards, we saw it last season. Now you get a certain Sofiane Amrabat who sits in a single pivot like he did in Fiorentina, like he did for Morocco, to dictate the pace of the game. Again, if you want to play Mason Mount in deep areas as an attacking number 8, and also Bruno Fernandes as an attacking number 8, in a proper 4-3-3, then you take Casemiro out, you bring in Sofiane Amrabat, defending the structure, and also use the very good defensive ability of Sofiane Amrabat. He is as aggressive as Casemiro, as combative as Casemiro, very good in ground duels, very good in aerial duels. He is also very good in terms of being combative and aggressive in winning all of these balls. Now, I've always said that for me, if you are midfielder, defensive midfielder of any sort, and you are just combative and aggressive, and you don't have the cognitive ability, and that's where Partey thrives. Partey is not the most aggressive, the most combative every time I say those things, but he is the most cognitive, the smartest of the defensive midfielders. He's able to position himself well to prone the balls back and win them back and then progress forward. And that's what Amrabat gives you: cognitive solidity, aggression, combativeness. And once he wins the ball, he's able to retain it and calm the game. Then if you don't need to calm the game and want him to progress, he does that for you. He has done it in a 4-3-3. He has done it in a base 3 back. He has done it solidly in a 4-1-4-1 also for Fiorentina. So it tells you how good Soufiane Amrabat is. And I know that United fans keep on asking, how good is Amrabat? How is he going to complement our team? He's a solid player, and he's really going to complement Manchester United and then Erik Ten Hag's team. So, thank you very much for choosing the Counter Press. I know you will love that. Enjoy. Do want to subscribe, like, and share. Turn on the notification button. I'll be grateful to hear from you.